began writing songs, I usually say like at age 12. That's like kind of like the general ballpark that usually I say. Though honestly can't pinpoint the specific moment, but I started with violin and I picked up a lot of instruments from there, and I started singing when I was around, I was very young, and music was a huge thing in my household. So there was just a lot of singing, a lot of instruments, and I got to kind of those like tween years, and I didn't really know how to express myself. I wasn't great at speaking my thoughts and speaking my emotions quite yet. And I had such a love for music and such a love for storytelling through song, and that's kind of how I found songwriting. And I think one of the reasons why I started writing music is because listening to other artists share their vulnerability and share their grief and their trauma and their happiness and their love through song, like that helped me discover my own emotions, and that helped me process my own things that I was going through in life. And that's why I ultimately started writing music, because it's kind of, for me, it was taking it to that next level. And the one thing that I really want to be able to do as an artist is provide that source of comfort for the people that like listen to my music and watch my videos. And for songs like Love Ain't Real and Good Kind of Hurt that are talking about really heavy things that happen in people's lives and affect your whole being, like they can really be life-changing. If one person can watch Good Kind of Hurt and take something positive away from it, or if one person can listen to Love Ain't Real and know that they're not the only ones, like that to me is success. The space itself, the castle itself, it has so much history infused into it, and there's so many cool spaces both inside the castle and outside of the castle.
It was actually Al Capone and the mob's hangout in the 20s and 30s. And since I feel kind of gangster, or gangsta.
No.
Oh
my God.
Then I felt really comfortable with it. But also, like Charlotte said, from a director's standpoint, take off my producer hat, but from a director's standpoint, it was just so many unique spots and nooks and crannies to shoot in that it just, it was a long day. We recorded the whole album, audio-wise, in one day, and then immediately went into shooting. And so it was a long day, but everybody kept good spirits about them.
It was a lot of fun and also very easy. Like it's a house originally. I mean, it's a castle, I guess, but like it's cozy, and that is really comfortable for me. It makes me feel like very grounded, and so I was just like, oh, I'm at home and I'm doing this thing, except now my home is this old castle.
I've done 2 or 3 live things, and I've always enjoyed it and embraced the challenge. She virtually sang it perfect, and anytime we were able to do minor fixes by punching in during the track, but we didn't do many of that. And that vocal, I think when the audience hears it out there, they're going to be very impressed with this is one take Charlotte. It was if I said a bad word, it was blank awesome.
But I think that would be that's my challenge though. Like I'd like to be able to like smooth some stuff out, but other than that, I really like recording this way. And the authenticity of it, like it's just like so personal and so real and raw. And I think with my songs, like that's how I write them all. And being able to actually put that down in a studio with like another artist who is there, and we're just like feeling the moment and working together so well, that's like, I could do that all day, every day. Like that's the most amazing feeling.
I know a lot of great guitar players. Camden's great, but he's not a session player. But what he has is a lot of live experience. He was younger. I think the visual was better with him. And besides that, he's just like one of the greatest people I've ever met. I had a feeling him and Charlotte would hit it off.
He brings his own style to it, which I think is one of the reasons why I liked doing this album so much and doing this version of it, because there's so many amazing guitar players, like Will said, that are session musicians, and like you give them something and they will do it exactly perfectly every single time. I pretty much was like, hey, listen to this song and play it, and then he did it in his own unique style, which made it so different from what like the studio album is, and made it different from any way that I play it out, and so it's like its own unique thing.
It was magic, and it makes it like a separate album.
Yeah, and his style is wonderful. He's a great songwriter himself, and so having that influence brought in was really lovely.
I think I can describe it in 2 words: pure hell.
It's that good kind of food.
No, I'm only kidding. It was great.
Joke. That was the joke that you wanted to have. No, I think I really lucked out finding Michelle and Will pretty soon after moving to Nashville, because I've worked with producers before that do amazing work, but they tend to like work in a certain style, and so they take my songs and they hear aspects of their style, and so they then take that style and they put it on top of my songs, and it still sounds amazing and it turns out awesome, but it does change how I originally wrote the song. And I think what's been really amazing working with Will is that he takes it, he honors and respects how I wrote it, and then he heightens it as opposed to changing it.
Hey Cam, just do the breathes.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it. Yep, that's it.
No C.
No. Hey, trust me on this one. I've always approached music like let the song dictate production, not my preconceived notions or anything like that. And with her, like working with her, it was so easy because she was open-eyed. She has very strong opinions, but she's also open to listening to ideas from. When I produce, it's not just me producing. I want to give credit to the musicians, the engineers. I'll ask the guy getting coffee, hey, what do you think of that guitar solo? And because I'm interested in other people's opinion, I'm not. Some producers are a little like dictators. It's just my way or the highway, and it's not that. This is the artist. My mission is to enhance it and not make it mine, make it hers, but maybe even make it better than her original. I have a question for Charlotte. You work with Austin. He's behind the scenes. How's your experience been working with Austin?
Oh my God, absolutely incredible. I mean, Austin has done every video with us now. So that's what, like so many of them now. But that's like hours and hours and hours and days and days and days. Every single shoot is amazing and like efficient and beautiful, and like every product that we've made, like the shots are so dynamic and thoughtful, and I mean, that was not a compliment for you.
Oh.
That was a compliment
I feel like it was.
for Austin.
Since I am the director.
I'll give part of that to you, but I was giving a lot of that credit to Austin.
Yeah, okay, well thanks. I hired him. And he
But
could
it's-
easily go.
As a bottom line, it's been absolutely amazing, and I feel really lucky.
From my perspective, working with Austin is, I've worked with 7, 8 different DPs, director of photographies in my career as a director, and he by far is my favorite. He's the best hang. He's not like tense. Our sets are always fun. There's no ego involved. He'll tell me if he doesn't like a shot that I want, and I'll tell him if I don't like a shot.
However you see it. However you see it. I mean,
You don't see it? Or you want to see it?
well, I kind of saw it. I think they're like this,
And he's right in front of me.
and there's maybe a candle here or something.
The creative process with him has been fantastic.
I think also in terms of the dynamic that he brings and you bring, and just in general, like the team of people that you bring on to the sets, like create a really comfortable space. Because the first video that we did, Good Kind of Hurt, is really personal and somewhat traumatic and very emotional. And on our first day shooting, all of a sudden I was like weeping on the couch, and it was really easy for me to get to that place, and I didn't feel awkward about it or embarrassed. It was just like part of what was being filmed, and I think like that level of comfort is really hard to find in a space, especially with new people, and I think that says a lot.
Well, it's for us, for me, and maybe I shouldn't admit this, but when I'm shooting a scene, I literally, I get so into it that I'm crying. I shot a video recently where everyone on the set was crying while Charlotte's. She writes really depressing songs, but I know when I get emotional at something, I know it's going to translate to great film, and so I have to really try to empathize and become what's going on, and when I do, I emotionally attach myself to it, and then you think about your own family, you think about things that happen in your own life that are traumatic, and things everybody has similar experiences with, and that's what Charlotte, when she does write about heavy subjects, she's not writing about like some obscure thing that happened to her, like she was, raised by wolves or something, right? You weren't, right?
I mean,
but it's more she's talking about stuff that I think the general public can relate to in a way that's important. I'd say important is a good word.
Everybody loves you. You're such a star.
So, who's your little friend?
This is Kiwi, my best friend and confidant. Sorry.
What kind of cat is that?
Stop. Stop. She's a miniature Schnauzer Pug mix, and I adopted her from an awesome shelter in Chicago called Felines and Canines. I think there's a lot of places it could go, and a lot of places I would be really happy for it to go. Dream world is I'm touring around the globe and writing constantly and being able to just focus on putting new music out and working with other artists and all of that. But I think what I'm really excited about is to get on the road more and maybe open up for some cool people or do my own tour again and be able to meet the people who are making my music possible and meet the people who are listening and that my music is having an impact on. So I'm excited I'm excited to do that.
Pick you up just to throw you back down. They give a hand just to push you around.
I have just been like going through stuff in life. Can I curse in this?
You can.
Okay, cool.
You can't say
You can say. This is 2023.
I know.
What do you, McCarthy hearings? Say that you record like this are not for public consumption.
No, I'm getting all of it. And then
I
I would say I'm influenced.
and you swear that you make it this time.
She will not stop until they pass. She's gonna keep going.